Chapter 3 of Poppy Playtime just got some news about new characters and locations. There was a new mention for the upcoming movie, and tons of Project Playtime news suggesting Season 2 is about to finally release. Like the video if you're excited, and as a reward, here's a photo of a lime. So starting things off big here, we have a ton of Project Playtime news. For starters, if you don't remember, a few months ago, a big leak dropped showing tons of different events that were hidden in the code and projected to come in the game at some point in the future. And most recently, the code showed that at the start of May, we were supposed to get a Cinco de Mayo update for the game with new skins coming with it. However, nothing ever ended up happening, and the original leaker even came out and said that they changed some of the event days to try and mix things up. So while still interesting, these event leaks shown last month are no longer valid for now. Moving on, I never showed it on this channel, but the developers have been experimenting with some brand new game modes for Project Playtime for a while now on their Twitter, showing specifically a brand new tag mode, which I wanted to mention here. And recently in their Discord, somebody actually asked the devs if these types of weird game modes will ever actually be releasing into the game, to which they simply just said that they're just experiments and there's no release date quite yet. But honestly, this tag mode, assuming they can get it to work properly, actually looks pretty fun. Let me know what other types of game modes they could add in the comments below. Moving on to an absolutely massive update. If you didn't know, a few months ago at this point, Project Playtime was supposed to have its second season finally released. It was supposed to have a new battle pass, tons of new skins, and even a brand new map that was announced to be called the Recycle Mill, but has since been delayed for multiple months at this point. However, it seems like we are finally going to be getting Season 2 in the upcoming few days, as the other day, the developers recently dropped a teaser under the hashtag Project Playtime Phase 2, showing us what appears to be a screenshot of the brand new location coming into the game. Now, this area looks incredibly detailed, and while there's no secrets, we could see new gameplay elements put into here, such as the grapple bar here, which was only just recently put into the game. But then, just yesterday, we actually got ourselves a second map teaser, where we see a much more saturated dark under area of the map. We could see that there's a ton of smoke floating around or something, perhaps the poppy gas from the Chapter 3 trailer, but most likely just smoke. And the steampunk vibe of this location actually looks insane, and I can't wait to see more of it. But this goes even deeper, as just today, as I'm recording this, they dropped another brand new Project Playtime teaser captioned, "Welcome to Destroy a Toy," formerly known as the Recycle Mill, coming in Project Playtime Phase 2. So it seems like they renamed the Recycle Mill to this brand new Destroy a Toy area, and to be honest, it looks incredible. It seems like they most likely changed the name to Destroy a Toy to fit the vibe of the factory a bit better, since it's meant to be for children after all. And inside of the screenshot, we could see a much more fully fledged version of this map, where we could see lockers hanging about, banners with characters like Boxy Boo and even PJ Pugapillar, and I believe we can even see a train station hanging down here, although I'm not exactly sure. And finally, we could see the actual mill machine in the background, which is just pulled from the original Recycle Mill map, proving that these are the same. Now, I absolutely love the way that this map looks, and I can't wait to play it, especially since we could see areas like the catwalk up here, which I hope is accessible to the player, because it's going to be extremely cool if so. If I had to guess what's happening here, it seems like they are finally getting done with Season 2 of Project Playtime, which is a major relief, and hopefully it comes out within the next week or so, if not even sooner. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, they've been giving us teasers every single day now at 12 p.m. CST exactly, so there's definitely a chance more teasers are going to be coming from the moment this video releases, but make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date with those and this brand new season apparently coming extremely soon. Moving on from Project Playtime, we also got an extremely minor movie update as well, because yes, you heard it right here, they are making a movie about Poppy Playtime, which they announced back in 2022. Now, I've never been a big fan of the concept of a Poppy Playtime movie, since it just sounds borderline impractical, but the developers did mention the movie for the first time in like the past year, where somebody asked for an update regarding if the movie was going to come out before or after Poppy Playtime finally finished development, and they just said, no idea at the moment, that's still very far out. So clearly, it doesn't seem like they are even working on the movie at this time, which I expected. However, it would be interesting to see if it ends up starting production within the next couple of years, where we can reasonably expect Poppy Playtime itself to be near completion. Assuming, of course, that Chapter 4 and 5 and 6, or however many they do, don't take too long, but we will see in the future. Moving on to some Poppy Playtime exclusive news. For starters, in my last video, I said that Chapter 1 was getting some developmental updates for different language translations, and since that video, they've kept updating it on their Steam page, so it seems like that could be coming through in some sort of mini Chapter 1 update in the near future, although I haven't seen anything on Chapter 2, so I'll keep an eye on that in the meantime. Moving on to Chapter 3 news, of course, the developers were in their Discord server answering some questions about Chapter 3, and they revealed to us a fun few new things. In terms of the upcoming Chapter 3 trailer, trailer, which we know is in development right now, somebody asked Micah, will there be 2 trailers for Chapter 3 just like Project Playtime? And while he couldn't answer it directly, he did say that the only thing I could say right now is that there will be an official trailer with a mix of gameplay and animation like the Chapter 2 trailer. So from the way it sounds right now, there's going to be a Chapter 3 trailer coming in the next couple months or something, I'm just guessing. And the trailer itself is going to be exactly like Chapter 2, where we saw a bit of gameplay and a bit of storytelling as well, along with the reveal of Mommy Longlegs, which I am more expecting to see again in this upcoming trailer for whoever the Chapter 3 main antagonist is. The thing I'm most curious about, though, is that I wonder if there's going to be any sort of new teasers or something coming to reveal the new Chapter 3 character early. Because if you didn't know, in Chapter 2, we had the original teaser trailer, which showed us Mommy Longlegs in the thumbnail if you looked hard enough, along with, of course, their NFTs, which revealed to us Mommy Longlegs' name, and then the trailer finally revealed her face to the public. I don't know, I hope they do something like that in the future, or perhaps they maybe have already done it. I'm not sure, but I guess we will see in the coming months. Next up, somebody asked the developers a question about the Playcare location, which is the confirmed Chapter 3 area, saying, a long time ago, I think it was you who said some of the Chapter 2 scrapped game station may appear in Chapter 3. Is it? And if so, I think it's pretty obvious how Playcare will look. And this is most likely a reference to the recent BTS video for Chapter 2, where the devs actually shared what the scrapped game station is going to look like, showing a much different building than what we have today, which has led people to speculate that they scrapped these new extravagant designs like the cool sun and moon, and instead opted to put them inside of the daycare area of the factory, where it would make more sense with the theming. But Micah would actually respond to these claims saying, I don't think anyone's gonna guess how Playcare looks, it's pretty unique and cool. So clearly they are doing something different with this new location, and while I'd love to theorize what they mean by this, I really have no idea what the new area could realistically look like. But Micah did go on about the Playcare when someone asked him if there was going to be more cardboard cutouts similar to what we see with Kissy Missy and Daisy the Flower in Chapter 2, to which he responded that there will be a bunch in Playcare. So like they basically confirmed before, there's probably going to be tons of brand new characters with new cardboard cutouts that are going to be showing up, and also there might be some familiar faces getting cardboard cutouts like the Mini Huggies or even Kissy Missy, because outside of her conductor cutout for the train, she actually still doesn't have one of her own, funny enough. In fact, they even go more on about the characters when someone asked if we can expect a bunch of new character voices, to which Micah confirmed yes. Now, I don't know if this means that new characters will be getting new voices or if old characters who don't have voices yet will be getting voices, but it sounds cool either way. In terms of Chapter 3 cutscenes and animations, somebody asked if there was going to be more interactions like what we saw with Mommy Longlegs, where we sometimes stop and pause to see her interact with us directly as the player, where Micah would actually say probably less, at least as far as talking goes. A lot of people had complaints that Mommy talked too much and it made things far less scary or drag too much. Going on further saying it'll still have plenty of animated scenes and stuff though, which is a very fair point from Micah that I totally agree with, since if you remember in Chapter 2, getting stuck in areas and being forced to listen to Mommy Longlegs over and over again eventually got to be a bit of a bore in the experience. And while characters like Huggy Wuggy are really scary because they don't ever speak and just kind of come at us, Mommy Longlegs constantly went on multiple monologues and different points throughout the game, which just made the experience feel a bit boring and wasn't as scary as it probably would have been if she was more ruthless and ambiguous rather than explaining every step of her plan to us anytime we had an interaction with her. But at least on the bright side, it's honestly very cool that the developers are paying extremely close attention to what people are saying about the game, since it seems like a lot of the boring stuff from Chapter 1 and even Chapter 2 are being completely cut from Chapter 3 and improved upon to make it a lot more fun, which I am just extremely excited for. But speaking overall, it sounds like both Project Playtime and Chapter 3 are getting honestly extremely close to releasing. I imagine they both are probably going to have a release date at some point this summer, with Project Playtime still set to release in the first half of the year, which means it should release within the next month, assuming no delays. And Chapter 3 doesn't seem to be slowing production anytime soon either, with a probable release date of some point in the back half of the year, hopefully before summer comes to a close, but with how many delays there have been, I wouldn't count on it. Either way though, on the bright side, we know there's going to be tons of new trailers in the gauntlet, lots of teases, gameplay, lore, and all sorts of other stuff, so in just a few months we can hopefully be experiencing a brand new chapter. But to keep getting all the new updates as soon as they come out, subscribe to the channel and check out this news video if you missed it. Peace out, guys.